same fight that happened with Charlo, same fight with Straw. You know, this guy's a little guy, bro. You think Crawford is gonna come and trade with him?
No, not trade him, but he'll let his hands go more than those guys. They do enough to win the fight.
Well, that's what you think. That's what everybody thinks.
Right.
You know, he's gonna fucking bomb and move, boom, and boom, boom. You know, you think he's gonna, by the time he throws, because you know Canelo, you throw a punch at him, you're gonna catch him. Now, if you try to throw two punches, he's gonna catch you with a big shot.
He's giving away the game.
That's what he does. No, that's what he does. You know, he gets hit.
Floyd won a lot of fights like that. He just pop shot him.
No, come on. You cannot compare Floyd. He's not
Floyd Mayweather.
He's not Floyd Mayweather, you know. But that's what I think, you know. I think it's just going to be a boring fight. People are going to be very upset. Remember this. People are going to be super upset with this fight. Again.
Thank you, Jose.
Rowdy Nation TV, welcome back to the channel. We're finally about to get the fight of the decade, Crawford versus Canelo. It goes down September 13th. A lot of people didn't want to see this fight. You guys leave me a comment in my comment section. Let me know how you feel about this fight. Do you want to see this fight? Who do you think is going to win this fight? And do you think it's going to be an exciting fight? Now, as you can see in that clip right there, that was Jose Benavidez Sr. with his opinion on the fight. He goes, watch, believe me, guys, this is going to be a boring fight. That's what Jose Benavidez Sr. said. And we all know he's the father of the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, who didn't get the fight, you know, who I believe Canelo really should be fighting. Now, in that clip that I just seen, in the beginning of the clip, in the face-off between Canelo and Crawford, you can definitely see the size difference, the advantage that Canelo has over Crawford. He's just a naturally bigger man. Now, does it concern me? I'll be lying if I say it didn't, because weight classes, we have weight classes for a reason. I've always stood by that. We have weight classes for a reason. But sometimes a little guy can beat a bigger guy. But we have two legendary fighters, man, and they're, legendary. It doesn't get any better than this, man. And I'm hoping and praying that this is going to turn out to be a good fight. And, you know, may the best man win. We all know boxing is tribal, right? So I respect these guys for putting it on the line and treating each other like gentlemen, right? Let's get to the press conference a little bit and see what they had to say.
If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turki is in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You're going to see.
We'll
you know it.
We'll see.
We're going to see.
If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turki is in your corner.
I promise you.
But look, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You're going to see.
We'll
know
see.
it.
We'll see.
We're going to see.
If he were to...
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? These guys have mutual respect for each other. You definitely can tell that, right? But just looking at the size difference between Canelo and Crawford kind of worries me, people. That's the only thing. But you know what don't worry me is that Crawford isn't scared. He's not scared of this man at all. He's not. The idea of fighting Canelo doesn't scare him. Crawford thinks he's the best fighter in the world, and I know to me, in my book, he's the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. He's the first male boxer to become undisputed 2 times, right? If he wins this fight, he'll be the first male boxer to become undisputed 3 times in the 4-belt era. If putting that on your resume, man, you would have to say Crawford would be the best fighter in history. What other fighter has accomplished that? Now, we might look at the resume and say the people on his resume may not be as strong as a lot of other people, but if he can get past Canelo, the face of boxing, Canelo, I'm sorry to say, man, Canelo is a beast, right? I mean, he tried to be great when he stepped up and tried to fight Bivol. It didn't work out, right? So Terrence Crawford is trying to be great and step up and fight Canelo. So I don't see why people are so upset with Crawford trying to get this fight. Not to mention, guys, that fighting Canelo is like hitting a lottery. You know what I mean? He already said everybody want payday, right? Everybody want payday. But I think it's about more than just the payday with Crawford. I really do believe that, right? I think with Crawford, it's about legacy also. And now he's saying it's about his legacy also. But truly, Canelo didn't see any benefit in fighting Crawford. That's why I would have to give Turki Alalshikh credit by getting this fight together, because everybody in the boxing world said this fight would never happen. But Turki Alalshikh, you know what I mean? I don't agree with a lot of stuff that he does in boxing, but he has put a couple of good fights together. You know what I'm saying? The heavyweight champion fight with Usyk and Tyson Fury. We all wanted to see that. He put that together, and I enjoyed that part. Now, this last one that he did with Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia and them with that card over in Manhattan, in the middle of Manhattan, that was a bust. We all know that, right? And because that was a bust, and he said it was a boring fight, he's implemented a new rule, right? A no running rule, right? He's implemented this new rule saying there's no running, and he's also put in a knockout bonus. Now, I like that part. He put in, for people, if you get a knockout, you get a bonus, right? But Terrence Crawford, this man, let's hear what Terrence Crawford has to say when it comes to Turki Alalshikh and the new no running rule.
His Excellency saying no more Tom and Jerry, no more running, but you're moving up 2 weight classes. It's not going to be smart for you to stand there and hammer it out with this guy. So how do you kind of balance that, not running, but being elusive in fighting Canelo?
However I got to fight, I'm going to win. Simple as that. I'm not going to let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life.
Okay, there you have it. That's what Bud had to say about that. Regardless what Bud may have to say, that he's not going to let anybody change his style of fighting, what Turki Alalshikh did was cut the ring size down. He cut it down to like one of the smallest rings in boxing history that we've ever seen. They say Floyd has never been in a ring this small. They said that Sugar Ray Leonard has never been in a ring this small. So this brother who uses his feet work sometimes, I'm not saying that he can't get in the pocket and do damage, but I'm just saying it's going to minimize some of that footwork, some of that movement, I believe, because the ring is much smaller, But if there's anybody who can handle that, Bud can. I believe Bud can handle that, right? But Turki Alalshikh, he did do that. He cut the ring size down. And so that's going to make for an interesting fight, man. And I did like in the other clip when Canelo told Turki Alalshikh he's going to be so mad. He's going to be so mad that day. You know what I mean? He goes, yeah, I know that you're backing Crawford, but he's going to be so mad that day. Talking about that Crawford's nothing different. Now, if Canelo comes into that fight believing that Crawford is nothing different, that might be a mistake on his part, because Crawford is different. And you have to acknowledge that. If he comes in there thinking that Crawford is nothing different, then that might be a mistake, a big mistake on Canelo's part. Now, both these fighters' last fights were both, to me, lackluster. Terrence Crawford was on a knockout streak, and that came to an end when he moved up to 168 and he had that fight. He didn't knock the fighter out. So a lot of people had questions saying if he couldn't do damage to this fighter or knock this fighter out, how is he going to be able to handle Canelo? But then, in the same token, Canelo fought this guy that nobody knew anything really about, and a lot of people thought that he shouldn't fight that person, but Canelo holds the cards to the king, holds the keys to the kingdom, and he can do what he wants. And his fight was basically lackluster also. So we really can't judge about the last performance. So Terrence said that he always steps up to the occasion. The better the competition, the better he fights. So we'll see that on September 13th if that holds true or not. But regardless, leave me a comment in your comment section and let me know who you got for this fight, right? Who you got for the fight? You think it's going to go the distance? You think it might be a knockout? And who you got to win, right? Rowdy Nation TV, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so anytime I drop a video, you guys can be notified. I'm out.